I'm Saturday hauling for you guys today, and I'm going to start off with some repurchases. I did get my hands on the CeraVe Hydrating Mineral Sunscreen in the new light shade. I've got it on underneath the foundation that I have on today, but you guys have heard me talk about this a few times now. I've been using just the original kind of shade, and they've come out with a deeper one and a lighter one. I think there's a total of 3 tinted ones available, so I'd been mixing the original tone with the SPF 50 Mineral for Face, also from CeraVe, to kind of tone it down a little bit. So I was really interested to try the new light shade. And it's pretty light. It actually has a strong kind of white undercast to it, and I kind of prefer the mix of the original tint, which I'll swatch both the shades together, but I kind of prefer that mix with the SPF 50 white one. So I told you guys I mixed the 30 and the 50, the SPFs, and somebody had commented that you're not supposed to mix sunscreens, and that does kind of hold true, but these are mineral sunscreens with the same active ingredients. They both have zinc and titanium dioxide in them, so kind of mixing them together really isn't changing a whole lot about the formulation because the ingredients between the two are like near identical. So that's my two thoughts on that. So anyway, let me swatch this shade right here. This is a 1.7 fluid ounce squeeze tube, and this is made in the USA. 5.5% titanium dioxide and 10% zinc. So it's quite light. You can definitely see kind of the white cast on there. And then let me swatch the original one, which this is actually almost empty. You can see kind of gets kind of messy there, just so you can see the tone of the two. But mixing the SPF 50 with the 30, I would get about an SPF 40. So that's kind of, I kind of prefer that mixture to the light version. I don't know, it's just, it's not a bad tone, but it has a strong white cast to it. And when I mix it with this kind of darker one, I don't know, I kind of like the tone a little bit better. But here's the light one, and then here is the original shade, which is kind of like the medium tint. And I actually like to use the medium sometimes too if I want a little bit more color in my face. It's not like, as you can see right there, it's not like too overly deep, you know. But these have just been my favorite sunscreens, the CeraVe Mineral for Face, both the tinted ones and also that SPF 50. I just really enjoy them. I do put a few drops of argan oil in there just to help with like this, so that the dry down of the formulation doesn't kind of pill or ball up on my skin, and that has really, really helped. And I also find that the CeraVe is really brought a lot of hydration to my skin in comparison to my old fave, which is the SPF 47 from Josie Maran, which has been discontinued, which I'm still sad about, even though. So again, that is the new shade of the CeraVe Hydrating Mineral Sunscreen SPF 30 right there. And then Pixi also started a sale. I can't remember if it was 20 or 25% off the website. So, whoa, I almost dropped one. I decided to stock up on the Glow Tonic to Go. I got 3 of them. So one of these lasts me about a month. There's 60 pads inside of here, and I use this toner morning and night. And I'm at the tail end of the big pump bottle that I got around the holidays. So I just wanted to get these because they're just quicker and a little bit more convenient when I'm like in a rush type of a deal. And then I don't have to like worry about, because I'm a product overuser, especially when it comes to skincare, and I tend to put too much product, like with the pump that I have, on a cotton round, especially because my cotton rounds are like the natural 100% cotton, and it takes a little bit more solution to kind of soak the cotton pad up. These are a lot thinner pad, and so I just feel a little less wasteful in terms of the amount of product, I guess, if you will. So anyway, and the convenience factor. So I got 3 of these guys. Again, I use these morning and night after I wash my face. And then I also got the Pixi EOD cleansing oil. They had sent this to me a while back, and I had gone through it, and I really enjoyed it. As you can see, it's quite like watery in there. And I'd looked for this at Target because one of you guys reminded me when I was talking about cleansing oils in the drugstore that Pixi had one. I was like, oh yeah, I really enjoyed that when they sent it to me. But I can't find it in Target. I looked again yesterday when I was there, and they still didn't have it. But this is a 5.07 fluid ounce, 150 milliliter bottle. And this guy here, where you made, you guys know how much fun I have trying to find that information. Made in Spain. So that is interesting, but I really do enjoy this guy, so I picked it up because I do like to have a kind of a variation sometimes of cleansing oils, and these kind of newer formulas are very watery, but they're very effective, and you I feel like you have to use less product with them. So I got these skincare items from Pixi with the sale. I also picked up this new Clinique Even Better Clinical Vitamin Makeup. It's got an SPF of 45, which was very intriguing. It doesn't have homosalate in it, which I've kind of by process of elimination figured that that's the chemical sunscreen that tends to kind of burn my skin, and definitely if it gets anywhere near my eyes, burn. So this one doesn't have that in there, and it actually has a combination of chemical and mineral sunscreen in it. The mineral is zinc oxide, so it's got ensulazole, octinoxate, octisalate. Those are the chemical ones. So 1 fluid ounce glass pump bottle, or 30 mils. I got the shade Light Cool number 3. It says very dry to combination oily, but this does say for very dry, which I do have very dry skin. So this one here is made in Belgium is what it says. So this is the box packaging. This is the foundation that I have on my skin today. I really like the packaging. It is a glass bottle, so like for travel, if you're flying, it might, you know, break, but I put on 5 pumps of this today. So let me swatch this for you guys. This is the shade. It actually matches me pretty good. Very serum-like consistency, very, very thin. But as you can see, as I blend it out, it almost disappears kind of. So I say 5 pumps. I originally went with 3 because it did feel quite thin, and I dotted through the center of my face and then on each cheek, and then I used my fingers and then pounced it out with a sponge. And it just does not have a lot of coverage to it. So I went in trying to get more coverage. I would say it's a light coverage that's not very buildable in my opinion. And then too, like after I set my face with a powder, I'm going to show you in a minute that I have been using for a while as well, so I know it's not the powder. My face felt quite tight. It actually felt quite tight before I set with powder, and so I was like, oh, I hope that's not like the foundation kind of restricting my skin, because this is supposed to be a vitamin makeup, you know. And I really love that it's got that SPF 45. That's kind of my intriguing factor why I got it. But my face still feels dry, and I doused it today with the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Mist, which usually always takes away that kind of tight restrictive feeling in the skin. It's not really doing that very well today, and I did put on a lot of it, but it just kind of, even in my T-zone kind of area, it just feels quite dry. One of the things that I absolutely can't deal with products like this is it lifts after you set it. It lifts off the skin. So right here on my face and right here, it pulled the foundation like with the powder and gathered it up, and so I tried to wipe it with a brush because you can see it, right? Let me know if you know what I'm talking about. It's very interesting because you set your face and it's almost like that foundation balls up with the powder in a dry aspect, right? So anyway, I went over it with a brush and it just removed the foundation and the powder. So I've actually don't have any product right here on my face. I was going to go over it with like a powder foundation to even it out, but I was like, well, I'll just leave it for the video. I'm sure you can't like super tell, but the foundation itself, though, it's so undetectable on the skin, which I guess it would be based off of what I just told you, because there's like no coverage to it. It feels like you're putting on a serum, but the serum isn't very moisturizing. That's the best way I could describe it, but it kind of dried down right there. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of this guy. I'm kind of sad about it because I was really excited to try it. I've been into trying, you know, branching out and trying more like foundation products with SPF, but like something like the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer SPF 30, this has got amazing coverage for a tinted moisturizer, and it actually hydrates my skin. So unfortunately, this is just a no-go for me. If you like a very, very light coverage, you need some SPF to it. Maybe give this a go. And if you have maybe oilier skin, because like for my drier skin, it's just not going to work out. I tried though, branching out. It didn't go so well with this guy. So that is the Clinique Even Better Clinical Vitamin Makeup SPF 45 right there. Again, I got the shade Light Cool 3. And then the powder that I use to set that foundation is the Kosas Cloud Set powder. So with the recent sale, I finally got my order. I got the translucent buttery shade, and I also picked up, I know, a little excessive, I picked up 2 of the translucent candy shades. I've been using this powder an absolute ton since I purchased it. I'm quite low actually on the initial one. I go back and forth between the Huda, which you guys know I love that too, and this one. If I want a little bit more glow and a little bit more pink, I've been reaching for this guy a lot. But sometimes the translucent candy, depending on the blush and the highlighter that I put on, can just be a little bit, not too much pink. I can make it work, but I have to kind of play it with whatever like other like eyeshadow and cheek products I have on. So I really wanted to try translucent buttery to mix the two. And so that's actually the combination that I have on my face today. I haven't worn translucent buttery by itself, but it kind of feels and looks like it would be nice by itself as well, but I'm yet to try that. So these are made in the USA from globally sourced components, and there is a total of 20 grams or 0.705 ounces of product, and you are getting a lot of product considering how well I set my face, because I don't want my SPF and foundation to move. It's lasted me a pretty good amount, and it's so thin. It does have a slight sheen to it, but not like visible sparkles or anything, but like this nice bit of luminosity to it that for me isn't too much, and it kind of puts this nice effect on my drier skin type, right? But this is kind of what's left of the original one that I had purchased. It's been a while now. I think it was back in February, but I'll swatch the pink one just so you can see it with the buttery shade. I should probably wipe my hand off because I've got some. I'll just kind of tap it there so you can see it a little bit more opaque. And then here is the translucent buttery. I really like this style of packaging. Let me show you the lid too. This is the combination, which I'll swatch in addition to as well. But this is my favorite delivery system in terms of a loose powder, where it's got that cover and I can put the powder in the lid and then evenly distribute it on a brush. But here is the translucent buttery. So I've got a combo of those two on my face, and I didn't use all of the stuff that I put in the lid today, so that's the combo, and I'll swatch that as well for what it's worth. I think that Kosas should come out with just actual skin tone shades. See how pretty that is? It actually, you can see that powder mixed together really blends in well with my skin. You can see the tones a lot stronger right here individually, and then it together right there. And I think you can kind of even see that slight bit of a sheen to it as well. But this is a beautiful powder, and I was a little nervous when I first started using it because it does have mineral oil in it, or hydrogenated vegetable oil, which kind of scared me because I've got really breakout prone skin. But I haven't had any issues, and it feels really comfortable on the skin. And I know it's not this powder that did that to the Clinique foundation, because I've been using this powder a lot. Like, you can see how much of the original container that I bought was, but I really, really love this powder from Kosas. So I got 2 more of translucent candy, and then I got 1 of the buttery. I also got 2 more of the Merit Signature Sheer Lip Liners. I had hauled 2 of these with my first Sephora order, and I never really expected to love the formula of these, especially when I swatched them, because they're not like budge proof, although they wear really nicely. If you go like this, they'll wipe off. But they're a sheer jelly type of formula that there's just something that looks so nice about whatever combination of lip that I use with these lip liners. So I really like them. They are not long wearing products though, so if you like a really budge proof liner, this isn't for you. And they are a sheer gel kind of formula. Again, I thought I was really not gonna like these. And here I just really love them. But they got 0.01 ounces or 0.3 grams of product. And these guys here are made in Italy. So I thought I had got Beverly Hills, but I didn't. I got Sportif and Coupe. And so I'll probably get Beverly Hills as well. It's like a lighter pink shade. So this is what the packaging looks like. The color is kind of indicated on the end here. And I'll swatch it with the first 2 that I got as well, so you can kind of see all 4 of them together. But this shade is Sportif, and this is the lip liner that I've got on my lips today. So you can do like a more sheer layer, wait a couple seconds, and then go back over it, and you'll get a little bit more intensity. But that one is Sportif. And then the other one's got a bit more of a berry mauve undertone, and this one is Coupe. So that's Sportif and Coupe. And then my most used one so far has been Bespoke. I actually wanted to buy another one when I was in Sephora yesterday, and they were sold out of this shade, so I'll have to order it online because I'd like to carry one like in my bag. Just a super pretty, unique shade right there. That is Bespoke. And then I also love the shade Tabak, which is also a really unique shade. So that one's Bespoke and Tabak right there. And I really love these. They're the lip liner for people who don't like lip liners. Even though I love lip liners, I love these as well. So these are just super nice lip products from Merit. So again, these are the signature lips. I also picked up one of the Tom Ford Soleil lip balms in the shade 02 Jet Set. The pink one was sold out. I really wanted to get that one as well, but it was sold out on Sephora. I might actually order it off of Saks though, because I really like this lip product as well. It's what I've got on my lips today. It's got 0.09 ounces or 2.8 grams of product. And this packaging is super metallic. It is made in Italy, so that's the box packaging. And then here's the actual packaging. It is a click style. These longer ones tend to kind of want to come apart sometimes if you throw them in a bag, so just something to kind of make note of. I wish I had a bit of a magnet on there, but this is just a really pretty tangerine, and it's sheer, and I'll put it next to that lip liner that I've got it on with. So that's the lip combo that I have on today. It's just a really easy to wear tangerine, which I love to wear combos like this in the summertime. So I'm probably going to pick up the pink one as well because it's really, really pretty. So there's the packaging right there, and it's got the TF on there, which fun enough is my initials. So, so that is the lip balm in 02 Jet Set, and that is what I've got on my lips today with that Merit lip liner. I also got the Smashbox Hot Sticks Blush Stick in the shade Hi-Fi Heat. This just looks so punchy and so vibrant, it just had to come with me. So this is made in the USA. It's got a total of 0.17 ounces of product or 5 grams. I wanted the pink one too, the really bright pink one, but they were sold out inside of the store. So I just got this guy right here. Again, this is Hi-Fi Heat. This is the blush that I have got on my cheeks today. And instead of going on with the stick and drawing it on, I just went with my sponge and put it on the top of the applicator and then pounced it on because it's very, very pigmented, but it blends out really, really easily. I just love the color of this. It's going to be one that I use a lot this summer. So you can see how punchy and vibrant it is. It's such a pretty tangerine color, and it's got the stick packaging is the word I was looking for. So you can really build this up if you want it to be super intense, but it also can sheer out quite nicely as well. And it like I said, it blended out really well for being as pigmented as it is. And it is the blush that I've got on my face today, and I really, really like this color. So that is the Smashbox Hot Sticks in the shade Hi-Fi Heat right there. And then I saw this Physicians Formula Mineral Wear Diamond Dust Highlighter. It's a new one. It says on the packaging here, talc free, and it's called a Luminous Corrector. I'm not sure what that means, but this is the packaging. Made in China. It's got a total of 5.8 grams or 0.2 ounces of product. And I wasn't 100% sure if I was gonna like this or not. I compared it to the ingredients of another Physicians Formula highlighter that I'd purchased and I really didn't like, and the ingredients were different. So I was like, I'm gonna get it and try it out because it looks really, really pretty. And I'm happy to report that this is really, really pretty. It's very, very shiny, almost metallic, depending on like how much hydration you have in your skin. This is the highlighter that I've got on my face today, and I was kind of trying to get a little bit more of the green that's in there to kind of go with my whole look, but I mean, it just kind of is a really frosty white, but there's some really pretty sparkle in it, and it doesn't look heavy or thick on the skin either, and it does have kind of a white base to it, but it's really pretty. I'm glad that I picked it up because I almost didn't. You can see the high shine right there. And it's got just the slightest bit of a green hue to it, but overall it's just kind of a neutral, like white frosty highlighter, but it's very, very pretty on the skin. So again, this is the Luminous Corrector Mineral Wear Diamond Dust talc-free powder. I would just call it a highlighter because I wouldn't necessarily dust something this shiny all over the face. But it's a very pretty highlighter. Happy to report there from Physicians Formula. I also got 2 more of the Violette FR Matte Liquid Eyeshadow Plus Liners. I had hauled the deep navy blue one. Was it last week or the week before? I can't even remember. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Really liked using this. It's I liken them to liquid lipsticks, like the Menagerie ones that I use a lot as liquid liners. They're very budge proof and they're really good for my watery eyes. Like I don't have any movement with them and stuff. So since I like Ciel de Nuit so much, I picked up 2 more shades, and I really wanted to get like the black and brown shade, but it was sold out. So these guys here have got a total of 0.1 ounce or 2.79 ounces of product, and these guys here are made in the USA. So this is the box packaging right here. So the shade that I've got on today as winged liner is Poisson de Délices, which is a really pretty burgundy shade. I was worried that it wouldn't be like a dark burgundy, it would be a little bit too bright, but I'm happy to report that it is a deepened burgundy, and I think it looks so pretty, especially like with my green eyes. So I'm glad I got this guy, and I just use a liner brush and I take it right off of the doe foot applicator and line my eyes. I did with this one have to go over it like 2 times because the first layer there was a bit of patchiness to it, so I put the first layer on and then I tidied it up with the second layer where it was a little bit more patchy, but the color is just stunning. So that one is Poisson de Délices right there. And then I got Dew Blue, which is a really bright royal blue. Same thing, it's pretty bright, but it's definitive enough, and it looks so, so pretty as a winged liner. So that one, what do I call it? Dew Blue? That's what the packaging looks like. I mentioned before that this packaging reminds me of like the looks of Hermes, which I'm yet to buy my first Hermes cosmetic product. I don't know what the deal is, but I haven't been like really drawn to anything that they've put out. And then I'll swatch Ciel de Nuit as well, just for reference, so you guys can see all the shades together. So this is the first one that I got a few weeks ago. Just a really, really beautiful black and navy. And long wearing liquid lipsticks kind of do the same thing for me. I've got several from Menagerie that I love as eyeliner, as I mentioned as well, but these are really nice from Violette FR for winged liner. I can't speak for like all over shadow or anything because I bought them for winged liner and I've just been using them like that. And that is everything that I got in that I purchased this week. I did get in some wonderful, exciting PR products. This first one is from Fantasy Cosmetica, and they're coming out with the Ranger collection. So this is actually launching on April 30th at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So this really cute card comes in there, and then there's a description of the Ranger on the back. The collection has an eyeshadow palette, 4 nail polishes, and also a fragrance. So I'll kind of put the details up there with the cost, the launch, and all of that so you guys can kind of see. I really like what Fantasy Cosmetica does for their PR. It allows you to select what you would like from the collection instead of just sending everything. And their fragrances, they're pretty fragrances, but they're quite strong for me, and I could get a little like lightheaded from certain fragrances. So I like that I can opt out of, you know, certain shades, even with their lip products and stuff like that. There has not been an eyeshadow palette from Fantasy Cosmetica that I didn't love. They are amazing every single time. I really love their eyeshadow palettes. They have some really beautiful brushes as well that have like this dragon theme to them that are just super, super soft synthetics. I really use those a lot too. But I did opt in for the 4 nail polishes. I can't attest to the formulation on my nails just yet because I haven't had time to paint them. However, the colors are just really beautiful, unique shades. So these are 10 milliliters. This is what the box packaging looks like that they come in, and there are 4 shades. So you've got the shade Thorn, which is an emerald green with some silver, green, gold kind of sparkles in it, and then you've got the shade Talon, which is a maroon, but this one's also got green, like orange and silvery gold sparkles in it. And then we have got the shade Claw, which is more of a metallic. It's not quite as sparkly as the other two, but it's like a rusty orange with gold shimmer in it. And then you've got this deeper burgundy red color, and this one's got silver gold and red sparkles in it. And this is the shade Fang. So we've got Fang, Claw, Talon, and then the green one is Thorn. And they have really pretty bottles to them as well. Let me get them all out there so you can see them all. And then the names are at the bottom right there. So those are the 4 nail polishes in the collection. And then the eyeshadow palette is the Ranger eyeshadow palette. So it does come with a sleeve that matches the actual packaging. And this guy here has got 9 shadows that are 1.5 grams or 0.05 ounces a piece, which is a nice amount of product that you're getting. And it is made in China. It says not tested on animals and vegan on the back. And this is the palette that I have got on my eyes today, and it is stunning. It is a beautiful, beautiful eyeshadow palette. There's a mirror in there as well. And then here are your 9 shades. It's a standalone for me. I can do a couple different combinations with different shades for under the brow highlight. For fun, I did dabble with 2 other products that I'll show you as well that are on my eyes, but primarily it's this eyeshadow palette. And before I put those other sparkly products on, this by itself was just absolutely beautiful, and I've worn it a couple times as well, and it's just great by itself. The mattes are pigmented, they blend out really well. The shimmer shades, really sparkly and pretty. There's some slight multi-chrome duochromes in here as well. That mint can work as a matte highlight for me as well. That mint matte shade, but so can this green one. The shimmery green. And then these next ones. And then this last shade. It is such a pretty color story. And again, this is the shadow palette that I've got on my eyes today, and it is the Ranger. And a huge thank you to Fantasy Cosmetica for sending me over their latest launch. And then I got in a PR package from Urban Decay. They sent me over their new 24/7 Glaze On liquid eyeshadows. There are 6 of them, and I almost bought 2 of these when I was in Ulta a few weeks ago, and then I was like, oh yeah, I got an email from Urban Decay. I wasn't 100% sure what they were sending, but I had a hunch that it was these, and it was. And I'm so excited to have received these in PR because the packaging is super cool, and the shadows themselves are really cool as well. So again, these are the new Urban Decay 24/7 Glaze On liquid eyeshadows. It says glaze and glow in a blink. New lightweight liquid eyeshadow. Applies in seconds. Use the patented built-in brush for a look that parties up to 15 hours. Our next big innovation, crease resistant, fade resistant, up to 15-hour wear, match your makeup mood, 4 shimmers, 4 duochromes, mix and match is what it says. So those are the 6 shades, and the packaging is super cool. I'll start off with the shade that I've got lightly tapped on the inner corner of my eye over 2 of the shadows from the Ranger palette. So this is Sunshine Tax, and when I've used these, I like to just go like this because there's a little ball in there to like shake up the formula, and then I just kind of go in with the brush. Now the formulation of these is really thin. You can layer them up to be more opaque and more like even more sparkly, right? When they dry down, they're very like budge proof. But when I went to wash my hands, they came off pretty decently. It wasn't like something I had to scrub to get off, but it required that water to get them to remove. Otherwise, on like bare skin, they were like not moving. So again, this is the shade that I've got on, is Sunshine Tax, a little bit over that shadow. And there's the little patented kind of brush based off of the card, that informational card that was in there. So it is an actual brush. So they're just really, really pretty. And I've primarily used these as topper shadows or to kind of enhance shadows that are underneath, but you can see right there just how pretty they are by themselves. And then we've got the shade Sugar Twist. This one's got like gold and silver sparkle and a beige. So that one there is called Sugar Twist. Sunshine Tax and this next one, Frost Boss, were the two that I had in my hands at Ulta that I almost bought. Isn't that beautiful? It's such a pretty color. So that is a Frost Boss, and it's a purple, blue, slightly silvered, but it'll shift almost like a purple pink as well, depending on the light, the way that it hits it. It's hard to kind of see in the camera the pink shift to it, but I can see it like when I put my hand down. And then we've got Silver Spooning. And the way that I'm kind of swatching them is a little bit thicker. So if I put over here some more and blend it out, which can be said for all of them, they sheer out very like thin, like very, very thin layer, or you can build them up to be that intense. But that shade right there is Silver Spooning. You can see it lightly right over there too. And then we've got Space Cowboy Intense, which is an OG shade from the brand. So that one is a Space Cowboy Intense. Look how shiny those are. They're just fun to look at, right? And then the last shade is Traffic Jam, which is a really deep burgundy with some burgundy kind of silver sparkles in it. Since there is this really deep shade, what I should do is just try to do an all over look with just these shades, because I can use a brush with liquid shadows, you know, which with long wearing like waterproof liquid shadows, I do that when I go to the lake in the summertime. I use a brush to like do my eyeshadow look with those long wearing liquid shadows, and then I can just jump in the lake and my makeup doesn't move. But these are just super, super pretty, super fun. Like I almost get a nostalgic feel with these products. It reminds me of like old school Urban Decay with their innovative, unique, fun packaging, you know? And I love it. I'm totally here for it. And a huge, massive thank you to Urban Decay for sending these guys over. And then lastly, another PR package that I was super excited to get is the new ColourPop and Tangled collection. So this is available right now on the Ulta website, and it's coming to Ulta soon is what it says on the card. So you've got a eyeshadow palette, some ultra glossy lips, the Glitterly Obsessed sparkles, 2 liquid highlights, the Disney Pastel hairbrush, which very cute, and the Disney Pascal hair clip, which is also very cute. And I've gotten some hair clips from like in other PR boxes and stuff, but this one is one that I'll be able to use because I use claw clips quite frequently, especially when I shower or if it's like just a weekday where I have my hair up, you know. Again, here is the card that came inside of the box. And correct me if I'm wrong, but Tangled is like the Disney Rapunzel, right? Right? So here's the claw clip that I was referencing. I use claw clips like this. I'll like bun my hair up and like clip it on the back of my head because I do have a lot of hair. And it's totally functional. It's actually quite strong too. But how cute is that? So it came on this little board like that. Same thing with the brush that's in here. It's the box packaging on that guy. How cute is it? And then it's one of these pop-out brushes. Totally usable as well. And then there's a mirror in there too. Very cute. And then we have the Floating Lights Glitterly Obsessed Body Glitter Gel. This has got 17 grams or 0.6 ounces of product. This is the box packaging. Very, very cute. And then here is the product. So I've actually got this underneath my brow. I was just having a lot of fun with the Ranger palette and then the Urban Decay and then this, like the colors really worked well together, and I just had fun like layering up the sparkles. So I put this underneath the brow again because I thought it would be fun. So there is a stopper in there and you want to keep that so that the gel doesn't dry out. So I mean, they call it a body, you know, glitter because there are some large pieces of glitter in here. So I put it underneath the brow because I don't want to get this product very close to my eyes, but up here, it's quite a ways away, and I don't ever really get fallout when I use these. I've used the lighter shades on my cheeks before as well, but there are some very large chunks of glitter, but also some really small ones. Now I'm going to have a hard time getting these off my hands, but you can see it's got this peach kind of gel color to it. And I do have that lightly underneath my eyebrow over the eyeshadow. So that is the Floating Lights Glitterily Obsessed Body Glitter Gel. And then there are 2 liquid highlighters, and the packaging, again, so cute. I wish these characters were on the actual packaging. However, there are some little character imprinting on here, and it's a different type of a print than what I'm usually used to with ColourPop, which is more like the gel, where it's kind of this screen print on there, right? These will rub off, and I have like several like lip products and stuff with that type of printing that it does rub off. I really like where ColourPop's going with some of their newer stuff, because these are on there like actually coated on the packaging, as opposed to like I can't like scrape it off like I could with older iterations, and they feel a little bit more luxe in the hands as well. I just really like this newer kind of packaging, much like the Toy Story packaging with their glosses. This is a newer type as well, and same thing, these are like on the actual packaging better, like I can't like just scrape it off with my nail, you know. So love that about the newer stuff. So I have got the Dewy Liquid Highlighter in the shade Mother Gothel. I haven't watched the cartoon, okay? It's this one right here. I've got this on underneath the Physicians Formula. I just dotted it and then pounced it out with the sponge kind of as a base layer. And this is what it looks like in the packaging right here. So we'll swatch this guy. It's like a white gold with kind of a pink flip to it. So that one is Mother Gothel. And then if I blend it out with my finger, you'll see a little bit more of the pink gold. And then the other shade is the shade I See the Light. And that's the packaging on that guy. And I would say that the formulation of these, they work really well as a base for me, because the dry down isn't like super drying, so nothing will stick to it. It's got a little bit of a hydrating aspect to it, I would say. So they work really well as bases, or if you like a more subtle cream highlighter. So here is I See the Light, and you can see it's got more gold to it, but it also has some pink kind of shift to it. And that one again is I See the Light, and then here's the packaging on this one. And then we have the 3 ultra glossy lips, which I love the long skinny style packaging, and I also really like the glossy lips. They feel very nourishing on the lips, and they've since kind of changed up the fragrance. I know a lot of the older versions, people didn't care for the scents. I didn't mind it because it was a very nostalgic scent to me. It reminded me of a mineral lip gloss from Revlon from years ago that I wore over and over and over again. But these newer ones have got a little bit more of a sweet scent to them. And then here's what the box packaging on these look like. So there's a total of 3.15 grams or 0.11 ounces of product in these. And these have kind of got the older screen printing on the cap, and look how pretty the colors are on these. So I'll start off with the shade Rapunzel. Yes, I was right. It is Rapunzel. I thought so. And this one's a sheer sparkly pink shade. Yeah, and it's just got a really nice, pleasant, sweet, like sweet tart type of a scent to it. So that one is Rapunzel right there. And then we have the shade Flynn Rider, which is a pretty bronze, but still quite easy to wear. So that one is Flynn Rider right there. And then the funnest one is Pascal, which is a green, but also really easy to wear. It's just fun to like pull out a blue or a purple or a green like lip product and put it on, even though it doesn't like show up that way on the lips. It's just fun. So that one right there, it's got like a gold hue to it. That one is Pascal right there. So those are the 3 ultra glossy lips. And then lastly from the Tangled collection is the eyeshadow palette, which has got the prettiest color story. So this has got 13 grams or 0.46 ounces of product. And if we slide her out, it's got a soft matte texture where the purple is, and then the glossy part is like kind of raised and slightly textured. And then there's some glitter components on there as well. Super cute packaging. Again, I love the color story in here. So that's the inside. There is not a mirror in there. And then here are your 12 shadows. So there are 2 of their pressed glitters, and as I've mentioned before, pressed glitter formula from ColourPop is one of the best I've ever used. They've got some base pigment to them, but they also have a binder in there that suspends the glitter really, really well. And the glitter is quite fine, so I can use those shadows by themselves on the lid and I don't have like fallout throughout the day. So there are 2 of those, and it's these 2 right here. But how pretty is this color story? Easily a one and done for you. I'm going to turn it sideways just because it's kind of easier to swatch that way. So those are the first 4. This yellow is like one of their sequin shades where the base is matte, but there's some sparkle in there. And here's a pressed glitter shade. And then these last 4. And here is that other pressed glitter. So that right there is the Best Day Ever eyeshadow palette from the Tangled collection. And just a huge thank you to ColourPop as well for sending me over their latest launch as well. And that is everything that I have for the haul today. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I will see you guys later. Bye.